What's going on, everyone? Before we get into the video, just want to take this time to tell you to go to the description. See the link at the top? Hit that link and download the One Football app, guys. It's the one-stop shop for all your football needs. As you can see, it's got all the news right now going on, everything you need to know about Liverpool's season, what's happening, the squad, go through, see what's going on with all the individuals. Just check out all the details of the squad. And we know about those transfers, people. What more do we want to do, especially right now, to check out those transfers and see what is Listen, when it comes to Liverpool, there ain't even going to be any transfers. But you know what we got to do. We got to check anyway. Go through, check out latest scores, match reports. It's got everything, people. Everything. So just make sure you hit that link. Download the One Football app. Get it done now, people. Trust me, you will not regret it. No better place to go check your football news. One Football app. Download it now. Link is in the description, people.
Yes, lovely people. Good evening. It is Monday, the 13th of September. Hope you're all well. Another Monday night live show. Matt and Drift, how you guys doing today?
Yeah, not too bad, bruv.
I'm not being a weirdo wearing a vest. I'm just warm.
Hey, you're saying the OnlyFans thing still.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I'm just warm. I'm warm.
Water's in there yet, bro.
No Rick Rude settings still. No Rick Rude settings in that.
It's
so.
6:30.
The headphones make me really warm. I'm really shocked that you lot have been doing this every time. It makes me really.
It
warm.
does. No, you have to get used to it. Even I noticed that the first time I started wearing the headphones, you realize it just makes you feel warmer, innit? Like
100%.
It's like wearing a woolly hat almost, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually what it feels like. It really does. It feels a bit claustrophobic as well, but I'll get used to it.
All right, so people in the chat, as you will see, there's a voting system at the moment. The question that we asked you guys is, who is Liverpool's best Premier League era forward? So the options are Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Luis Suarez, and Mo Salah. Now, obviously, we're not going to get into it, but you guys, obviously, you let us know by voting and obviously leaving your comments throughout the show. We're going to run the poll until the end of the show, and then we'll reveal the results. Also, guys, you'll see pinned is our merch store as well. Make sure you check out our merch store. T-shirts, hoodies, mugs for men and women as well. And then also the One Football app, people, as Drifty said earlier in the lead up to the video, make sure you check out the link, click the link in the description and check out the One Football app. Right, people. I've got a packed show today, to be fair. A lot going on. I think there's only one place to start. Mo Salah. Yesterday, he hit 100 goals for Liverpool. No, tell a lie. He hit 100 Premier League goals. We do forget that he obviously got a couple for Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was 3. I think it's got 3 for Chelsea. Yeah, 3 for Chelsea, I believe.
So, as things stand, he got 100 Premier League goals in 162 appearances, if I'm not mistaken. Crazy. However, he's, I think, still 2 off getting 100 Premier League goals for Liverpool. Now, if he does it for Liverpool, he would have done it in 150 matches, I'm led to believe.
Well, if he scores in the next game, you mean? If he does.
So basically, if he was to score a brace in the next, basically he's got 2 more to score for Liverpool in the Premier League to have 100 Premier League goals for Liverpool. And if he was to do it in the next game, it'd be 150 games. If he was to do it in the game after, it'd be 151 and so forth.
Yeah. So now you got 2 for Chelsea then, isn't it? Then?
Yeah.
You got 2 for Chelsea.
We look at the greats.
You got 2 instead of 3. Yeah.
Your Andy Coles, your Alan Shearer's, your Thierry Henry's. If he does this before 160 games, he would have done it quicker than Thierry Henry did it for Arsenal. Now, I'm not going to go crazy and say he's above Henry, because me personally, I think Henry's probably the greatest attacker we've seen in the league. In my personal humble opinion. I'm not talking about overall career. I'm talking about his period in the Premiership. I don't know if his has been matched yet in terms of what he did overall. But Salah, where does he rank as a Premier League great?
What's difficult is how do we separate how we look at it? Because I'm fully on your page, Cal, with regards to Henry, because as an overall spectacle of a player, Henry's one of the greatest footballers you'll ever witness play the game. Like that's just factual. Like he was spectacular as a footballer. But that was because he was doing loads of beautiful things around scoring goals, like the dribbling and the beating players, and do you know what I mean? And doing all that kind of stuff. Like he was a little bit like he wasn't as skillful as a Ronaldinho, for an example, but he would do Ronaldinho type things though. And that was more pleasing on the eye. And that makes you look back more fondly at him. Do you get what I mean? Because it was like, he weren't just banging in goals. He was doing things and you're like, ooh, like how like 2 nutmegs and all them kind of like weird things. But if you're just talking about a goal machine, he did go centrally and then was a focal point, whereas Mo, even though we do make a lot of our play go through him, has never been central. So I still think it's more impressive for Mo to be at the number than it was Henry in that regard, because as I said, Henry played, I think he was 2 seasons out wide and then he became a forward. And then after that, he was a striker. And back in them days, he had Bergkamp. He was in a 4-4-2 and he was an actual striker. Everything went to Bergkamp, then through him. Do you know what I mean? It's difficult to judge, isn't it? It's actually difficult to judge.
Yeah.
So, all right. So obviously, you know, I play devil's advocate being the host.
Go on.
Kev's beat me to it today, though. So Henry did it in a 4-4-2 as one of the main strikers, as you just alluded to, Drift. However, he did drift wide a lot, and he wasn't your conventional number 9. He was probably one of the first hybrids. As you said, he started off his first 2 seasons playing as a wide player in a 4-4-2 as well. He was one of those first players who kind of was a hybrid between the two that we really saw in the Premier League that took it by storm. And Salah's obviously now a player who everyone kind of does it in their teams now. They all kind of do it, maybe apart from Burnley. No disrespect to Burnley. Do you think that Salah, because we're probably in the most competitive age of the Premier League, and because recency bias and social media, do you think Salah's numbers and what he's done at Liverpool goes unrated and underrated by a lot of the rivals?
Yeah, I think so. Because here's the thing, like, you know what's so mad, yeah? You see Salah's numbers, as Jeff was saying as well, yeah? Salah's not a conventional striker. Like, he's not a Harry Kane, he's not a Kun Aguero, he's not a Lewandowski, he's not a Benzema, so to speak. He's a right wing forward, and it's hard to kind of put them in a category and compare them to your definitive strikers. But as you said, though, again, like Henry wasn't a Van Nistelrooy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like they are different players, but we appreciate what Henry brought to the game. Salah's definitely underrated, because what's so mad is that whenever we do talk about Salah's numbers, the first thing people go to is they'll go to their main striker who they're comparing him with. And our argument is always this, as Liverpool fans, we're like, but he's not our striker. He's just a right winger who just happens to bang goals at a phenomenal level, where some people will say by design, he's our striker. So it's a hard one to gauge, but I will say this, though, he's fully underrated, because there's always these conversations as well, like who's the best winger in the Prem. Some people say like it was Ronaldo, it was Hazard and all these things. But if we're talking about just effectiveness and just from a goal scoring aspect,
it's gotta be
you'd have to put Salah as number 1. Yes, you can say aesthetically, Hazard looks better in the eye. You could maybe say Henry is a better like overall player. If we're talking about aesthetically in like the modern day, bruv, he's the best. Like, name me someone in world football who does what he does on a consistent basis, unless we're talking about the alien Messi. And I know we talk about Neymar on this channel quite a bit as well, because we think Neymar obviously is a quality player. But even if you take away their last 4 years of what they've done at either of their clubs, you'd have to say Salah's been more successful and probably had more effect on his club than Neymar. And I'm not saying that means he's better than Neymar, but I'm saying these are the levels that Mo Salah is at. So, you know, when people always talk about like top 3, it's Messi, it's Ronaldo, or either way around, and then a lot of people will put in Neymar, De Bruyne. Salah's in this conversation, bro. Like, he's in this conversation. I don't care what no one says. The levels that he's playing at right now, as you said, he's got 98 goals in the Prem in 149 appearances. Bro, that is crazy. That's absolutely, bro. I'm not gonna lie,
and that's not even thinking about assists either. That's just purely goal.
If he bangs in 2 on his 150th game, I'm not gonna lie, man. I have to start talking about Salah might be the GOAT. Like, is that like? And I know maybe he's recently biased, but is he the GOAT of the Prem? If he does this, maybe even for another season, and is able to bag like he gets to like 175 in 200 appearances or whatever, bruv, he's on a serious wave right now. Can't lie.
He is indeed. Couple super chats, and we'll get back into the conversation. So Genie Houdini says, "Give Iron Robbins left foot a letter grade and give Salah's left foot a letter grade as well, and describe the difference between their left. I'm going to come back to that one because Drifty's smiling because Drifty's in a horrible situation.
That's a good one still. That's a good one still. That's a good one still.
You have put Drifty in the mud.
Robin is probably my second favorite player of all time, so that one's a bit techie still.
Dad3 says in 17-18,
Sip that drink, Drift.
Salah had dribbling moments where he floored defenders to go along with the variety of goals he scored. His play has evolved over time. That's a good point as well. Bogdan says Salah's better overall than in 17-18, in my opinion.
He's a more complete player.
He's more of a team player now.
Yes, definitely. He is 100%. He was chasing like. So let's cut you quickly, Cal. He was chasing to break the record, and that's what made him great because he realized he could do it. Now he's like, do you know what? As much as I've got this record now it's about I can still bang goals, but also help my team win. Because remember, there's a difference between scoring goals, like a Harry Kane, so to speak, and not winning trophies or being able to kind of galvanize your team. And maybe that's a bit unfair to say because Tottenham don't have the same, players as Liverpool. But I kind of feel like Salah's taking his game to another level where he can not just get goals, as you say, Cal, get assists as well. And that makes him great, bro. When you can do both, and I know Harry Kane done it last year, but I just think Salah's starting, in my opinion, to kind of break away from the pack, so to speak.
I agree. So in fact, Drift, I'm going to have to start with you on this one. What grade are you giving Robin's left foot?
A+.
And what are you giving Salah's?
A-.
Why does Salah get slightly lower than Robin? Again, this is not even about right or wrong. This is just a super chat asking. Why would you say Robin?
I think because Robin was just ever so much more elegant with his left foot. That's the only difference. I'll say he was just a bit more elegant with it.
All right, I'm going to break it down and ask you guys a question and to try and take emotion out of it. Who do you think had a better long-range shot?
Robin. Ooh. I think that's going to be the only easy decision to make out of it, that Robin's got a better long-range shot than Salah.
Robin.
25-yard benders into the top corner was Robin's actual signature. I know Mo can maybe do it, but not like Robin could, you know what I mean?
That's a
sorry, just to confirm in the chat, we're not talking about who's a better overall player. We're literally answering the super chat from Jeannie Houdini, who asked about their left foot.
Do you know?
I'll be honest with you. When it comes to long range, I've got to give it to Robin as well. Although Salah does have it in his locker.
Do you know what I will say? This is going to sound crazy. In my opinion, I just think Robin had better composure than Salah.
Hold on, we're going to get to that, Matt. We're going to get to that.
Okay. If it's sticking to long range, then I'm going to say Iron Robin. Because the thing is, Iron Robin made a living of just cutting inside. It could be 20 yards, it could be 25 yards, and just finesse into the far corner. Like, I'm not going to lie. When that's your trademark, that says a lot, doesn't it? It says a lot.
All right. Next is composure, Matt, with the left foot.
I think it's Robin still. I can't realize Robin.
Do you?
I think that composure is kind of what I was alluding to when I said elegant.
Robin.
Because I think you look more elegant because you're more composed. Do you get what I mean? Like, Salah can be a bit rushy and it takes away from his elegance. I think that's why Neymar's so good, because he's elegant. Like, when he's on the ball and he's taking his time, he just looks better at it. Do you know what I mean? Than other people. So yeah, I agree with Matt on that one.
I think Robin.
I got Salah. I've got Salah for that person.
Let me put it like this.
For composure.
I should have probably worded that better. I'm saying composure in front of goal.
In front of goal.
Yeah, I should have worded that better. Sorry, that was my fault.
Yeah, in front of goal, that's a different one because Salah's kind of he's not clinical, but he's a killer at the same time. So it's kind of like
that's another thing we may have to address another day as well. Clinical, because we sit here and say Kane's clinical, right?
Yeah,
but him and Salah have got very similar numbers in terms of conversion rate. However, this is where stats can be a bit of a bitch because you then have to look at the quality of shots as well. Because if Kane's shooting from outside the box and Salah's shooting one-on-ones, then the conversion rate is misleading. So that's another thing that we need.
And
to
Kane
speak
does
about
do a
on
lot
there.
of long distance shooting in the Tottenham team.
He
Yeah.
does.
I think Robin, dare I say it, sometimes I feel like Robin can slow the game down better than Salah. And that's why I kind of edge it when it comes to composure, because I feel like Salah at times doesn't, is this going to sound crazy what I'm about to say, but hear what I'm saying though. Salah doesn't realize how much time he has. Like, whereas Robin knows that he's got that time. Salah, I feel like there's times when he thrashes, where even though Robin can still thrash things when he was in his prime, it's very rare that he used to
I know
thrash it.
I know what you're looking at. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough
Robin
one.
was
It is
pissed
tough.
for that.
It's tough.
Robin
it's tough.
wasn't
I
even
don't know.
allowed to have his 25th birthday.
It's tough, man. I don't know.
You know, let me ask you a question,
Sorry,
Matt. Just to make...
passing. Who you got for passing with the left foot?
Well, let me just quickly ask you, look, because this is still based on the composure before we move on. When we're talking about like what you just said, Matt, about slowing the game down, right? Champions League final, Dortmund, Bayern Munich. That chance Robin got that won the game, that needed composure in that moment. Do you believe Mo would have had that same level of composure in that moment?
It's hard to say. I'll put it like this. Think of the goal against Man City where he took it round someone and dinked it. He had that composure to not just thrash it straight away. What
that
it is
was
is
beautiful.
Mo, here's the thing. Mo does composure, but it's like 50-50. Whereas I feel like with Robin, it's like he's constantly got his arm on the composure button and it never leaves him. Like, if that makes sense. Like, it never leaves him. It's kind of weird. Like,
yeah. He was a bit of a bullet time player, innit? Where he always looked like he just knew what he was doing, kind of.
So it is as well. I don't know whether I'm shooting the gun here. I don't know whether Cal's going to get onto dribbling, which I think, is he going to go to dribbling? I'm not sure.
We can, but that should be quite a short conversation.
Yeah, I was going to say, and that's again, it's like composure, at like being able to know when to stop and when to go, when to use your pace, when to use your agility. Them man, they are both so heavily left-footed. But I'll tell you this though,
I think Salah's got better with his weaker foot though.
No, he has. How many times have you seen Robin not being able to cut in on his left? He could do it at will, right? He could do it at will.
Yeah.
Most of the time,
That was a scary thing. You knew what he was going to do and you couldn't stop him doing.
Yeah. You know a man's serious when he runs and he's cupping his hand like that. You know he's serious. Like he's literally cupping something in his hand. Bro, Robin's technique is crazy. I can't even lie. It's crazy.
There's people sleeping on Robin in the comments. I'm really surprised, you know.
Yeah, I feel like Robin is underrated.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. That is the actual only thing I don't think Mo's good at.
Salah's not good at set pieces.
Yeah, that's the only thing. And it might be part of his composure,
Hold on. Set pieces is not just free kicks, though. Penalties as well.
No, you might as well change the conversation.
Yeah. Because Mo's better at penalties.
Penalties, but Robin's better at corners. Robin's better at free kicks.
Yeah.
So is Robin better at free kicks? I don't.
Yeah.
I would
25 yard out free kicks. He's not amazing, but he's better than Mo.
Yeah, I think I'd rather put my money on Robin, if that makes sense. Not saying that he's definitively better, but I'd have more.
I mean, Robin didn't get anywhere near as much practice at penalties. That's the only thing I would say.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Mo takes penalties every week, whereas Robin only had like the odd pressure penalty. I remember he missed the one against Chelsea. He missed in the penalties. Yeah, but in general, he didn't get to take penalties very often. So he probably felt a lot more under pressure whenever he had a penalty than Mo was like used to it, who like does it every time we get a penalty, it's just Mo taking it kind of thing. So
I'm not gonna lie, I just saw Robin's record for the Bundesliga. In the Bundesliga, he's 1-2, you know.
Oh, it's Robin, bro.
I know. Saying that still kind of surprised me because, bro, Robin's got 99 goals in the Bundesliga in 201 appearances, bro.
And he had people up front who were getting 30 goals a season as well.
And he's playing with a Ribery who was demanding. Listen, don't even. When we talk about
Ribery's probably got better stats than him for goals, isn't it? Ribery's probably got more goals than Robin.
I'm not too sure. I think Robin might have more goals, but if we're talking about assists, Ribery all day. And if we're talking about dribbling, I don't even want to get into that conversation because I'm not gonna lie, Ribery smokes a lot of man. I think
when Mo and Mane have finished at Liverpool, I think there needs to be a discussion comparing them two versus Ribery and Robin.
That's the only conversation that is comparable, to be honest.
One day we gotta have that conversation. First and
real.
foremost, Ian Francis is celebrating his 7th year anniversary with his wife. I'm going to drop the beat. Congratulations, bro.
Congrats,
7
man.
years, rate that, man.
Boy, big up,
Just quickly, Scoop. I know that Robin wasn't as much of a goal getter. Ribery said wasn't as much of a goal getter as Robin, but because he was there longer, I would have thought he would have possibly still got more goals. Because I think Ribery was there for 2 or 3 years before Robin came, right? So I would have thought he had more.
So I'm looking at it now, Jeff. Ribery's got 86 goals in the Bundesliga in 273 appearances. And overall,
so that would have been the 2 seasons he was there before. Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
So
so
Robin's
he's not-
even got more. Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
That's big.
because that's the same. Robin was the goal scorer. Whereas I feel like Ribery was like the creator. Do you know what the easiest way to compare it? Ribery was like the Mane. He was more the creator. Basically, Ribery.
The unpredictable one.
Yeah, bro. I remember people used to double up on Ribery, and he was just.
You couldn't double up on Ribery.
Yeah.
It
Nah,
didn't
Ribery
matter
was
what
fake.
you did.
Ribery was fake.
Ribery scored great goals as well, man.
Yeah,
Like
he's
some
under
of the goals
control.
he scored. Goodness me. Liam says, evening fellas, bit off topic, but next summer would you rather get Haaland and Basuma or Neto and Bellingham, mainly for Cal this one? Glitching still.
If I was going to make the decision for you, I know who you would pick.
Liam, you put me in a sticky one here, bro. I'm not going to lie to you.
I still know. I think you would go with A. Though.
Yeah, I think you would, because you know Haaland's there.
Let's just bring
Haaland's
up
there.
Neto and Bellingham could secure. I mean,
Neto and Bellingham is the future for a long time. It is.
but Haaland, like Basuma's only a couple years older than Neto, and Haaland's only a couple years older than Bellingham. So all of them are kind of securing you for at least the next 8 years, isn't it?
I'm gonna be real.
It's Haaland.
We could have
gotta be
Haaland is so good that we could have decent to average wingers in the next 3 years, and he still bags 30. Like he'll just bag 30.
You know, I think you got to go A. You do, because at the moment, Basuma's actually a better player than Bellingham at the current time, even though Bellingham's ceiling looks way higher. If you're going to be honest, right now, Basuma's actually better. Therefore, you're already getting 2 ready-made players who's only 25 and 20. For real, you've got another 5, 6, 7 years of them. Yeah, I'd go with A. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, very true. Oh boy, that is a tough one though. You lot put me in some sticky situations.
Basuma does play for his national continent team, don't he? So
Yes,
if we bought him, he would have gone AFCON, wouldn't he? Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, Himanshu. I've been trying to get into watching MMA, but I don't know where to start. Which promotion to watch? And what are the rules? I'm kind of overwhelmed here. Help me. Oh boy. All right. So for me to answer this question, it's a case of how far into MMA do you want to get? That's probably the first, because if you want to get deep into it, then you gotta start watching Pride, you gotta watch the early UFC, you gotta watch Bellator, you gotta watch ONE FC. If you don't want to get deep into it and you kind of just want to be able to watch it now and then start kind of getting up to date with it, then it's UFC and Bellator, I'd say. Mainly UFC though.
Yeah.
Although Bellator's card on the 1st of October is looking very tasty.
And if you want a little bit of, say, Cal's gonna probably have a go at me for this, but if you want a little bit of like WWE / entertainment, but it's not entertainment because it's real, jump on the Conor McGregor and Habib thing before they even had a fight. Because I'll tell you something for now, Conor McGregor bit off more than he could chew when he attacked the boss. Man said attacked the boss. This ain't WWE, by the way.
Yeah.
Things actually happen.
Connor's
People actually got hurt.
wild.
He's still moving, even today.
I would actually say go back and watch the build up to the Conor Aldo. I think that was the best way to whet your appetite into like that kind of WWE mad kind of...
I'll go further. I'll go further back than that. Tito Ortiz and Shamrock.
Yeah.
That's before my time. I wasn't watching MMA back then. Still.
I was gonna say them man there. Shogun Hua.
Yeah.
Even back then.
Anderson's still punching man up. Do you lot see his
for
real?
Nick Diaz as well. Even Nick Diaz.
I keep on
Bro.
telling people, bro, there's no substitute for technique. Like,
You
there's
know
no
what? I want to see Jake pull a call out spider.
He ain't doing that.
He ain't never doing that. He
Listen,
ain't never doing
absolutely
that.
destroys
Never.
him. That was
Cal, who
perfect
was
to watch.
Who was Tito Ortiz's like main enemy? Well, I say main enemy, but
Chuck
main
Liddell and Shamrock.
That's it, Liddell, bro. If you wanna go look at Chuck Liddell.
pieced him up though twice.
Oh yeah, Chuck Liddell's serious. We're serious,
Yeah,
but the hammer.
yeah,
Come
Chuck
on,
was the Iceman.
Yeah, for real.
Tayshawn says Neto is overrated. Fair enough. I'd like a bit more context as to why you say that. I'm not going to shut down the comment. I genuinely would like to know more context as to why you say that. Bogdan says, guys, Bellingham's already way better than Basuma. I disagree. What I will say is I think they're different players, though.
They are different.
They are.
But
different.
currently, I don't agree. I think Basuma's being slept on because he plays for Brighton.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Yafu said thoughts on Michael K. Williams, aka Omar Parson. Yeah, we got the news. Was it after last week's show? Innit?
Yeah. Listen,
Very sad. Very sad.
Thoughts and prayers each and every time, man.
Yeah,
Like,
very, very sad.
51, really.
That's
Too young
no
to
age,
go,
man.
Yeah,
Trust
No
me.
age. Yeah,
And he was
thoughts to his
just like,
friends and family.
yeah, he was doing like some kind of like promotional thing as well. So it's kind of weird if he was. When they say drug overdose, normally I think it's prescripted and maybe like your body just reaction, because a lot of people hear drug overdose and think he was like a crackhead or something like that. But I think it was a little bit like Heath Ledger, where it was just it was the cocktail of the drugs. It wasn't a purpose thing. It just sometimes the body just, you know what I mean? It's sad.
Yeah,
though,
indeed. Very
definitely.
sad. One more question on Salah before we move on to the next topic. Is he the greatest African player to play in the Premier League?
Without a doubt for me.
I think he is, but I know there's going to be a lot of people that will say Drogba. And I think if we're deep in it, it's between them two. But I'm still giving it to Salah. I think Salah's... I just think when you start comparing a striker to a right winger, you're already looking at the comparison thinking, right, man's a right winger.
Are we forgetting about Yaya?
The thing is, as much as I think Yaya,
we are kind of.
No. I didn't forget
Yaya Bob Drogba actually.
See, no. Yaya didn't do it long enough for me. If Yaya done it for a bit longer, I'm gonna be real. Yaya probably goes down. But there's even a conversation. If Yaya done it longer, he's easily top 2 midfielders in the Premier League. Let's be real. Let's be real.
How long would he have to have done it? He done it for 4 years, right? Ain't that kind of long enough?
Well, here's the thing. When we compare Yaya, we always think our go-tos are obviously Gerrard. Then you look at Lampard, you look at Scholes. Like think of the body of work that they put in. Yaya didn't do it like that.
Yeah. But that longevity will never be done again. They're kind of one club men. I know, like, you know, Thingy came from West Ham and that, but he was really young, and Chelsea was kind of the boat. That, you know what I mean? Very difficult to get anyone who would do a 10-year stretch, because no one will probably be at a club long enough to do a 10-year stretch.
I just think Yaya
Toure is a better footballer than Lampard on every day of the week. His legacy in the Premier League won't be anywhere near as big. But as a footballer,
of course, they're better footballer.
Talk to Yaya.
Let me ask you a quick question. Then I'm actually going to play devil's advocate in this one. On a technical level, who was better, Gerrard or Yaya Toure?
That's very difficult. That is a very difficult one to.
I got you, man, scratching heads.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a very, very difficult one.
That's how hard it is, but
I may have to actually go Yaya just. I'm thinking about weaker foot as well. Yaya's weaker foot.
Yaya could do some stuff.
No, Gerrard's weaker foot was naughty though.
It was not as. I don't think as good as Yaya's.
Yaya, I think,
Yaya was snapping it from 35 yards weaker foot.
But I think Gerrard had a better pass with his weak foot though.
Gerrard for me was a better passer all round.
Yeah. He was. Yeah.
Because remember, technical as well. It's like bringing the ball down in tight spaces, being able to beat a man.
Technique would also be shooting and that though, Matt, as you normally say.
No, of course.
Gerrard's got a better shot.
Ooh, brother.
I think Gerrard's got a better shot.
No, Jeff, I'm gonna be real.
They both.
I'll tell you why though. I think there's an argument. They've both done the same type of goal. Do you remember when the ball was played by Cal against Marseille and the ball was played square to Gerrard, and Gerrard kind of
was slightly behind him.
Slightly behind him, and whipped it in. Yaya's done the same thing, but these men are when it comes to shooting technique. I can't look. It gives me a brain freeze.
Do you remember the goal that Gerrard scored past Everton, where he reverse whipped it into the opposite corner? You thought he was going to go near post, and he went far post. I think Gerrard had a better shot.
Sorry, I'm going to read out a couple super chats and read out this comment because I thought this comment was really good.
So tough, bro.
Tay Sean says Barnes is clear of Neto. Harvey, but again, just let me know why you think that.
I thought you meant John for a minute.
No. I'm not even trying to draw you out here, Tay Sean. Even if you don't want to write as a super chat, like, give me some context as to why you're saying it. I just want context just to see where your head's at. Because there's no point me kind of just rebuttaling when you haven't even said anything in the first place. So give me a bit of context, bro. Zota says it is in perspective. JJ Okocha was a G.
Yeah, but again, Okocha, do you know it's kind of sad with Okocha because he played for Bolton. Yeah, because I think Okocha.
Remember, you got to think of the PSG. Like you can't just only think about his old Premier League.
We're just talking about Prem at the moment.
If he was in a winning team and doing things on a level where you can even say no, but Champions League. I know we're talking about Prem, but we could talk about the level that he reached at. But we're talking about skill-based thing. Yeah. Flair and technique, JJ Okocha, but we're talking about a complete package for a Premier League midfielder. In my opinion, Yaya Toure is in that conversation. Obviously, Gerrard still, I think, edges it. Like, he's still the best. But I just think, as you said as well, like, people sleep on Yaya Toure. And I think it's because he didn't do it long enough, maybe, in his prime. Would you say?
And he was a bit of a sometime-ish player. He actually was. There'll be loads of games he wouldn't turn up, didn't look interested. Like he didn't have that consistency.
He's that brother that's very rare that if he weren't on it, but then if someone just like said, "Now, I beg you, just like get us a goal," he could just flick a switch and just get you a goal. But he was stupid.
He's a better version of what Pogba is.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
he was Pogba and Nandrolo.
Anyone comes for me, that's not me shading Pogba. Please,
no. But he was Pogba and Nandrolo. Shout out all the old heads that know about Nandrolo, Edgar Davids.
I just remember that goal that Yaya scored past Villa when we needed Villa to get a result when we were chasing the title. And he picked up the ball and ran the whole pitch, and he had people hanging on to him, like actually hanging on, and he just threw everyone off and just banged it in. I was like, this guy's fake,
no
man.
Chance. I think that's
people
when Del
sleep on his pace.
That's when Del picked it. He went over that night, bro. Dry razor and just bicked it, bro.
Yeah, and then he did it against Crystal Palace. The guy bounced off him as he packed one in the top corner. I was like, what is this, man?
Yeah, he's different. SS says Gerrard's better at passing, long range passing, long shots, heading and tackling. Heading, tackling, 100% in my opinion. Passing, yes. Long passing, yes. Long shot, I'm not sure.
No, I'll give Gerrard long shots, Cal. I would.
I'm just saying.
I can't
decide off the top. I'd have to go through all their catalogue.
100%. Those things there edge towards Stevie G, but then there's other things like on a. So if I said who had a better first touch, you might say Yaya. You know what I'm saying? Like who was better at beating them, man? You might say So there's other aspects of the game where you kind of have
better at taking people on.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. Yaya Toure.
I can't imagine Yaya scoring that goal Gerrard scored against Middlesbrough, second to last game of the season, though. That's the type of stuff that's a Gerrard. That's, you know what I mean? You know the one I'm talking.
And outside of his foot volley.
Yeah, from like 30 yards. And it was like at the edge, you weren't even central. See goals like that. Yaya's not packing goals like that. Gerrard's got a better shot for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tay Sean. You just answered my question. So I think Neto is good, but look at his numbers. Yes, Neto is younger, but I don't think in terms of his output and style of play, why you rate him so highly, Cal. Fair enough. So the reason why I rate Neto highly, I think he's an excellent dribbler. I think he's got a very good shot. I think he's very creative, both crossing and passing. I think he presses really well. I think he's got great pace. And I think at his age, if he was to go to a Liverpool and develop under Klopp, I think he could become world class. I think Harvey Barnes, guys. I think Harvey Barnes, like I know you guys don't rate Harvey Barnes as much as I do, but I rate Harvey Barnes highly as well. I just think as an overall player, Neto is better. But you may be right in terms of output. Harvey Barnes may get you more goals over the course of a season, although I think Neto gets you more assists. So dare I say it, combined goals and assists, I think Neto gets you more than Harvey Barnes. But just purely goals, I think Harvey Barnes gets more.
Yeah, you definitely rate Harvey Barnes more than I think me and Matt do.
Yeah, I like Harvey Barnes a lot.
I
like
think
Harvey
he's
Barnes a lot.
You know the West Ham guy we were linked with?
I think he's good.
I thought
I like
Barnes and
Bowen
Bowen
as
in
well,
like a similar kind of category, whereas
Good
Neto
players.
is like a... I just like the fact that Neto, he's only 20. I think people forget Neto's so young. I know Barnes is only like 22 or whatever, but Neto's only 20. He came into the league as a teenager and was doing that at Wolves. Like, I think people sleep on Neto's how young he is, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's another thing as well. Sorry, go on, Matt.
No, just quickly as well for people in the chat as well. Now, all love and that, but you see people that are being rude and that, come on, we're not gonna tolerate that, and you're gonna get blocked.
Oh yeah, yes, it's
like you're gonna get blocked, and
yeah,
I see certain people say certain things, and people are getting roasted. But all I'm gonna say is this, man. If for one you're gonna come on it, at least use your real name and that. If you're gonna come under some alias and say some stuff, then do you know what I mean? Like, who's the real man out here? Like, come on now. Like, I fake alias.
There's no need for rudeness.
Yeah, like we can keep it banterful. Don't get twisted. Like, I'll roast you back.
Fine, but rudeness ain't.
But when you start being disrespectful, I'm not tolerating that, and neither of the guys either. We've said that already. We said president here. So, but just quickly to go back to Mohamed Salah, I want you lot to see a picture. Hey, King Mo,
come on. Right, they let a couple man out of the basement for this one as well, bro.
You see Divock right there behind Trent?
Bruv, Divock was at the game yesterday.
No, bruv, he was in the
jeans.
Bruv.
And do you know what I loved about it? When the beef kicked off, he was straight up there.
He was about that life.
He was straight up there.
He was about to get stuck in still.
He weren't even involved in the game, but he made sure he backed it. I loved it.
Yeah, he was looking to top man up. Yeah, sorry, let me put it back up one more time. Yeah.
No, I'm happy with that. I'm just
same.
Mo's the guy, man.
Look at the smile on Thiago's face. Fucking hell. Do you know, I bet people keep forgetting we've got Thiago.
No, not me, bro. You see, when we were watching him yesterday, bro. Oh, the pass appreciation is just
different.
Him and Fabinho in that double pivot. Oh my!
I told you it's that Brazilian samba, man.
Different, bruv.
I'm telling you,
we move different. I am, man.
Is that Kelleher next to Klopp? Is that how tall Klopp is? He's taller than Kelleher.
Yeah, Klopp's a giant, bro.
He is, isn't it?
I know. No one can really chat to Klopp on that level.
Klopp is too above Klopp. I think
he's about Virgil's height.
Yeah, he's about 6'3", 6'4", bro.
Gee, yeah,
you're not hyping Klopp, bro. He's just not happening. Like,
for real.
Like, don't let the jovial side of him fool you, bro. You're not hyping him.
You know, Simicast's level in the squad or reputation's going up. Man standing right next to the king. But you know what? Apparently they're close though.
Everyone knows Simi's about that.
Really close.
Yeah.
Everyone knows he's about that life. Come on. Just a quick question for you lot, because I know this is completely random. Just yes or no. I don't want to go on a tangent. Is Varane actually better than Matic? Because you both know he ain't. You know he ain't.
No.
Can I caveat?
No.
Get reputation.
I don't want to seem like I'm copying out here. No pun intended. I actually haven't seen the Man United highlights from the weekend, but I heard he was a bit shaky.
Even think about Real Madrid then, bro. You can do that if you want. I still think Matip's a better defender.
Shall I tell you what it is with Matip?
He's not fit,
injuries that hold him back.
Yeah, like if Varane,
over a longer period.
I've seen Varane play finals and like many finals. I've seen Varane play like full league calendar. And I think even though I feel like Matic can defend at the same level, maybe even better, but if you don't do it consistently, that's the problem. And I know it's unfair to say like but you don't play enough games or you can do it. But the whole part of football as well is also being fit for the game. So it's okay being like Daniel Sturridge, for example. But I'm going to be real. Daniel Sturridge is the greatest English striker of his generation. I believe he's better than Harry Kane, except for injuries will make people go, no, he's not. He couldn't stay fit, red to tear. No, I'm sorry. As a player, Daniel Sturridge can talk to anybody of his generation. It is that simple. He could do things that them strikers could not do, bruv.
But I'm saying, forget about just as a defender, because you're right, like Varane's achieved more and he's proved more. But just as an actual defender, For me, Varane is not better than Matic.
There's
He's
an
just
argument
not.
to be had. Matip, I think, is sorely underrated.
He
I'll
is.
keep
He
on
is.
pushing.
Even I underrated him.
I've been saying this. I'm going to keep on pushing the agenda until he starts getting recognition.
Matic is levels. He's got better and better and better. And when I'm watching him do a 1-2 on the edge of the box and actually create goals now on top of that, I'm like, come on now.
Yeah, he's different.
Because if Ramos did that, everyone would wet their pants over it. Do you get what I mean? Like,
do you want to know something? Let me ask you that quickly. Yeah, Himanshu, big at yourself. Yeah, he's a obviously he's a member. He says, and I want to ask you this quickly. Could Daniel Sturridge in his prime talk to Wayne Rooney? I believe he could. That's just my personal opinion. I believe he could. They're different strikers. They're different strikers.
As an all-round player, because Rooney was a sensational all-round
as a striker. Not as a player.
Yeah, as a striker.
If you said one-on-one in front of goal, I'm putting Daniel Sturridge in his prime.
You're right, Matt. Daniel Sturridge was the best striker of his generation, talent-wise. His injuries just completely flopped him from actually fulfilling it.
Rooney as an overall player, because do you know what it is as well? All right, let me flip it as well to people that might disagree with me as well. Michael Owen was a better finisher than Wayne Rooney. 1-on-1, I'm putting my money on Owen and Rooney, but as an overall player, Rooney was better. Like overall, like Rooney's better. And I don't understand why people don't understand that. In front of goal, I'm putting Daniel Sturridge ahead of Wayne Rooney in front of goal. That's just me, though. That's me.
I don't think you can really disagree with that.
Different source, fam.
Rooney was a
killer as well, but people sleep on these stars because of the injuries, and I think recency bias as well in terms of like Wayne Rooney's legacy at Man United.
Yeah.
John says, "Cal, Neto or fully fit Usman Dembele,
man.
I think
people
a fully
forget
fit,
how good.
I think a fully fit
Dembele,
Usman Dembele. We're not talking about Mbappe as being the best generational talent. We talk about Dembele, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like
it's a very good argument. If you it Lille and Dortmund, if you go and look at Lille and Dortmund, Dembele, Ren. It was different gravy.
He was
actually different gravy.
I think he's unplayable.
Yeah, he was.
I think he's technically
left foot,
more
right foot, everything.
Yeah. I think he's technically more gifted than Mbappe, but I think Mbappe is more effective.
Well, yeah, because I think it's the injuries that have done Usman Dembele. Plus, his lifestyle apparently is a little wild as well.
I think technically more gifted. Like football comes easier to him. Like
Dembele,
you know,
you can tell Dembele is the guy who drinks Hennessy during the summer. Like that kind of thing.
Josh says Salah is elite. 4 goals off Drogba's Premier League's goals, and Mane is on 99 career goals for Liverpool. Playing AC Milan and Palace next. Big up Kopish. Big up to yourself, Josh.
Big up.
Love Mane to get our 100th goal. I'd love him to do it against Milan, actually.
We need to get him and Mo to both. Like Mo's 2 away, you said, right? And
3-0 against AC, yeah. 1 for Mane, 2 for Mo. Good with me. With me.
That's actually kind of weird that Mane's got more goals for Liverpool than Salah has. I know he's been here 1 year longer, but that's still kind of nuts when you actually deep.
Yeah.
What's that? Mo's got what? Sorry?
Mane's got more Liverpool goals than Mo. And I know he's been here a year longer, but if you look at the tear Mo's been on, that's actually quite crazy.
No, he don't. Salah's got 100.
Just said Mane's got 1 more goal to 100 and Mo's got 2 more goals.
Salah's got 128 goals for Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, we were just thinking about
Premier League. Mane has 19 in 222.
Yes,
so it's just Premier League for Mo. Why he needs to... Okay.
Yeah. Salah's still... That's what I'm saying. Salah... Bro, this is how stupid it is. Salah's numbers... Let me read out these numbers just quickly because I don't want to keep going back and forth. Salah in the Prem, 98 in 149. Mane in the Prem, 76 in 166. Mane overall for Liverpool, 99 in 222. Salah, 128 in 207. Fam?
That is mad.
Robben conversation against Salah and Mane is going to be interesting when it's all said and done. If they keep up their same ratios.
So Salah's got a goal in every 1.5 games then, isn't
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But Salah fake, fam. Salah fake.
So, I'm going to ask you guys before we fully move on from Salah. Why don't we speak about him in the same way we speak about Ronaldo and Messi?
I genuinely don't know.
What is it that's holding people back from putting him in that
conversation? Maybe his personality isn't like that kind of in your face, and he's very calm and chilled. I don't know.
Because when, like, I mean,
Yeah.
people, like, people will still say Neymar's ahead of him, and people will say, I don't know, people will
bring up
say
Neymar's
wild
numbers,
stuff
brother.
like, I don't know, Jadon Sancho's ahead of him, and what is it? Why is he not getting that
Do you
recognition?
know what? I
That's a
think
good
it's the
one, I don't know.
elegant thing, you know. I think maybe it is the elegant thing. I think maybe he ain't as good on the eye as a Neymar or a, do you know what I mean? And then maybe it makes it a bit easier to kind of dismiss him. And I've
Fair
said
enough.
before, and I'll say it again, I personally believe the reason why people don't want to rate Mo the way they rate others is because they knew who he was from playing in the Premier League, considered him a flop, and they weren't ready for him to go to that level at Liverpool. They all thought we were getting a player. And, you know, I think 80% of the Liverpool fan base themselves was actually guilty of this. I'm thinking we're just going to get another okay kind of player. You know, a little bit like how Ox has been for us or whatever. Where like, he's good and you know he's good, but you just don't think he'll ever be important or like, you know, I felt like people thought he was going to come in and be like that. And I don't think the world is ready for him and the level he knew he was about to go to. I don't think they were ready. And now they're like, what, Mo Salah? What, you mean that guy who flopped at Chelsea? But are you still saying that?
Yeah.
Are you for real? Are you, come on.
No, for real. I'm not going to lie, though, guys. Neymar's numbers.
Oh, his numbers are fake, bro.
I'm not going to lie. His numbers are a problem. And even
he's got 6 goals and 6 assists in 5 international games this season.
I just got the goals.
I'm
not
like,
assists,
what is going on here?
But for PSG in the league in 1, 2, 3. Oh, right. That's not a lot. All right, goals to games ratio. I'm not going to lie. Neymar's fake. 1, 2, 3. He's got 5. So this is 5th season at PSG. In the league, 71 appearances, 56 goals. Overall for PSG, 117 games, 87 goals. Now, let's just say for argument's sake, you want to scrap the French league because you're like, no, it's a farmers league. Scrap it. All right, we'll go to his Barcelona days. In the league for Barcelona, in 123 appearances, he scored 68 goals. Overall for Barcelona, 186 appearances and 105 goals, bro.
Mad.
And he has Suarez and Messi banging in 80 goals a season as well.
Yeah, and so he made sure he was eating. He wasn't just sitting on the sideline being like, well, I ain't going to eat today. These men are eating. I ain't going to eat. Don't want no food. He was eating,
It's a shame that trio didn't stay together for longer.
No, I'm glad they broke up, bruv. Could you imagine they'll be wrapping up everything?
It'd have been nice to see how they matured and aged together a little bit. Like how
What, so they could conquer everything.
No, but you never know though, because I'm not being funny. You could argue our front three, more so Bobby, kind of been found out and they're not as fluid, so they had to adapt. And now Jota's playing. It'd have been interesting to see how they grew as a dynamic.
Put it like this: I think Neymar and Messi, even though Suarez obviously would have got older, I just think the way how Neymar plays around Messi plays, you can't stop them. Like you actually like. You could do the whole 2 banks of 4 deep line, but I feel like you can't stop them. They can open up any defense, in my opinion. They're different. They are a bit different. They're creators as well as, well, they're just on a different. I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna get through some of these super chats and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
So Tayshawn says that Matip's got feet. You know, been saying this for time.
Bruv.
We've been speaking about Matic for years now.
Remember the argument, and I remember, and this ain't even a digging out thing. It's not at all. But remember when a lot of us were saying from last season or maybe season before, Matip is the 2nd best defender in the league, and all the rival fans were like, "No, we're talking about this Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
There's Ruben Diaz and da 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 da." It's like, no. Watch the game carefully and tell me a better defender other than Van Dijk who's better than Matip. You cannot talk to us. You can't.
I wish we did have a magic injury one, you know. We'd win the league every year.
Oh, if Matip was fully fit.
Matip was fully fit. Even if Matip stayed fit last season, even when the others weren't, I still think we make a title challenge.
Matip and Phillips would have been a good partnership for real.
We would have still had a title challenge.
Bro,
I'm not saying we would have won it, but we would have had a title challenge.
Like, there's an argument about, like, I'm gonna be honest, and maybe
he was free, you know.
Like, I genuinely feel like Matip is better than like Maguire.
He was
better than Maguire.
Come on, bro. That ain't even a conversation.
No, but a lot of people will sit here and say, obviously, rival fans.
He's better than Diaz.
I think he's better than Diaz as well.
Right.
I think he's a better defender than Diaz.
He's the 2nd best in the league, like you said.
LTAB says Salah has improved his overall game last few months. Also, what are your trophy expectations this year, including domestics? I don't know if I want to answer this question because I'm gonna guess I don't know how you guys feel. I feel like I'm gonna get called negative.
What did he say? Expectation.
No, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I think we should actually maybe take the domestic cups a bit more serious because we should try and win a piece of silverware because I can't see us winning the big two.
You think? No, I disagree. I think
we're capable, but I don't think it will happen. We've already got the injuries piling up already, bro.
No, I hear that, but I feel like as well, it's like, all right, first of all, we'll get into Harvey, but when it comes to like massive injury, we've had one so far, but again, we don't know how long that is. If the core stay fit, as I remember I said this at the start of the season, if the core stay fit for 75%, 80% of the season, we have a massive chance of winning the league, bro. Like massive chance. I know Man City, there's a reason why everyone's drawn on points right now. What is it? Is it 10 points each, I believe? Is it 10 points? Like Liverpool, Man City
are on 9.
And Chelsea. Yeah.
No, Man City are on 9.
And they're on 9, yeah.
And we're on 10, yeah.
Those will be the top 4. We already predicted it. But I just feel like our first 11, in my opinion, is still better than anyone else's first 11.
I know, but bro, if you already look at the fact that we're like Minamino's already got injured, Thingy's got injured, Elliott obviously, unfortunately, we're getting little niggles here and there and whatnot. Like Bobby's out. Like it's already kind of starting, bro, and it's going to continue throughout the season. Whereas them lot can rotate and we kind of can't, and I think that's why they're going to be fresher come the end, and that's why I'm worried that. I think we need to take the FA Cup very seriously this year to just make sure we get a trophy in the cabinet. Like I genuinely do.
It's about squad depth that we can even put out strong enough teams, though, depending on how far we get in the competitions.
I hear the squad depth. I really do. I just feel like, though, I'll put it this then. If Virgil can get better as the season goes on, which I think he will do, I've said that from the start of the season. You man quote me on this. I've said it between November and January. Was he the best Virgil? Mohamed Salah keeps the same form throughout the whole season. Thiago
That's a very big ask.
You say Salah's asking a lot, yeah? Last season, Salah was like 80%, 85% of the games he was on it.
Yeah.
Season before that, he was on it all season.
I know, but he's been doing it for a long time now, so it's still a big ask.
He's the king.
I know, but
I'm telling you from now, you see Salah. I reckon Salah's going to have a massive season this season.
The key to us winning the league is Ali, Virgil, Thiago, and Mo being in top form and fit for the whole year.
Fabinho.
Oh yeah, and Fabinho.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. You're asking a lot. I get what you're saying.
And that ain't that. Obviously, Robbo and Trent. Obviously, they're massively important. A goal scorer up being up front is massively important. Mane regaining form or what have you. There are other elements that we're going to need, but I think those 5 players have to be in top form all year to not carry us, but they're like the linchpin of what can get us to a title. And if any of that goes wrong, we got a bit of a problem. We do have a bit of a problem. And it's going to be a big ask to keep all of those players fit for the whole season.
I hear you. No, I hear you. I just hope that we manage the squad properly. So even though I know we haven't got the biggest squad, we've obviously got the smallest squad out of all the top 4, out of the top 4. But if we manage it correctly, just enough, I think we can win it. And I know you guys are saying there's a lot of variables. There are, man. I'm asking for a lot.
There's a reason for that, by the way.
I don't know.
I must admit, my worries about Hendo's fitness are growing a little bit. I'm not saying I think he's going to be injured, but I am getting a little bit worried about. And I think that's why Klopp is even being very tepid with him. Because, Klopp really wants Hendo out there. But I think even he's worried about his fitness a little bit. So he's like using him sparingly kind of thing. So
Liam Kenny says De Bruyne flopped at Chelsea, but nobody mentions that and talk about how brilliant he is. And Mo doesn't get the same respect simply because he's a Liverpool player. That's a shout.
Could be.
Although I wouldn't say, personally, I don't think Mo flopped at Chelsea. I just think he wasn't given the chances. Kevin, I don't think flopped at Chelsea, just wasn't given the chances. Chelsea was just going through a weird period at the time where they were just buying players, but not playing them.
Mourinho, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think either of them flopped, but I definitely agree with the sentiment of what you're saying in that super chat. That makes
and I think it's because what De Bruyne did in Germany, gave him a bigger
Yeah.
reputation before he came. No
I
one was.
should-
People are sleeping on Mo. Got 19 goals for Roma that year. You know,
I
people are
wasn't-
sleeping.
I was
on that.
gonna say, Roma, bro. Even Florentino done well. People
Florentino-
sleep on that, bro.
I just think people just weren't paying attention. I think they just had him
Mo
down as the
ri-
pace merchant.
Yeah, Mo ripped
Yeah.
up the Italian league.
And he played as a 10 for Roma. And he played as a
Yeah.
second striker /10 for Roma.
He
behind
was
Dzeko.
actually quicker at Roma. You know, when he
Yeah.
was at Roma, he was far like.
I feel all of our players have probably lost slightly a little bit.
Yeah, like even
That's
if it's like
on a bit of weight.
half a yard, yeah, because again,
No, you're right.
durability and age.
Southampton Mane was dumping people for
Oh,
speed. I
goodness.
get.
Oh,
only person I've
Southampton
seen-
Mane was.
Yeah, only person I've seen catch up to Southampton Mane was Moreno once when we played them, and he chased him back and tackled him.
Moreno
only
was
player.
rapid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you wanna
Moreno's
know
one of the
something?
fastest players we've ever had.
Do you know when I realized Van Dijk is arguably like the fastest defender in world football at this
When we
time?
played
Yeah?
them and drew 0-0.
We played them, and I'll never forget. There was like some counter or something, and Mane had the ball. And this is Mane first season, Mane, where you just come off his rapid Southampton season. Mane was clean. I just see this guy with a long ponytail just come out of nowhere and just take the ball, and I was like,
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Mane
What?
beat him with a skill? But then it
Yes.
was the recovery Virgil
No,
made to catch
didn't
back
I
beat
up.
think
so-
so. You sure?
It wasn't. I did beat it with a skill. What happened is the pass got made to Mane, and he brought it in with his left foot in a sort of way where it knocked it past Virgil.
Oh,
But
okay.
Virgil had to
Yeah.
turn and then chase him.
Imagine
And
he-
he
I
takes
knew
it
it
off
was
the ground.
something like that, yeah. And the
Virgil
way
had to-
Virgil put the burners on, I remember me and Matt what talked after the game. We were like, "How the hell did he do that?"
we were like, man, it's the fastest in the Prem. Like, this
Shall
shit made no
I tell you
sense.
why I've been onto Virgil for a long time? Because shout
Yeah.
out to my friend George. We used to work together. He's a Southampton fan. And he kept on going on about Virgil. And I was like, "Are you sure, George?" And he's like, "Just watch him." And I started watching him. And I was like, "This guy is the one." Like, so when we signed him, for me, that I didn't care how much the money was. Because I was just like, this guy is going to go.
My
to
brother
another
put me
level.
on Virgil from Celtic days.
That
Yeah.
as well.
My brother
I
told
wanted
me
I
about
wanted
him.
us to get him before we got before Southampton.
Listen, my
Mm.
brother, when he was at Celtic, said to me, Matt, I guarantee you, at some point in time, he'll be good enough to play for Barcelona. I was
Mm.
like, no, he's not. I was like, he's good, Josh, but it's the Scottish League. What are you talking about? He was like, brother, I'm telling you, he's gonna be sick.
Big up.
Lo
Josh is a
and
scout still.
No, Josh is a scout. He told me about something. I can't even lie. Pick up my brother. If he's watching it. He knows about certain man because he's got bare time to watch all these plays. He'll tell me. But he told me about Szoboszlai from time when he was at Salzburg. But he told me about Haaland from when Haaland made his debut. He told me about enough players. So yeah, man.
Big up, Josh.
Big
It's
up,
weird how
man.
we don't let Virgil take any set pieces because when you
Oh,
look
I
at his
don't
Celtic
get it.
thing,
His
it
set
was
pieces
dumb
are
what he
mad.
was doing.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
just let him have one of them 30-yard smashes, you know, like just roll it to him and let him
Yeah.
clap it, man.
No, it's
I don't
true.
get it myself. Shout out to Ash, you just become a member of ours. Big up yourself, Ash. Tay Sean says, remember when Mo dusted Bellerin? I remember that, yeah.
Oi.
We gave them a pummeling that day. innit?
Oi.
I remember I watched that with my friend Miles. He's an Arsenal fan. He come around
Yeah.
mine to watch that game, and you just like
Some
he didn't even
fake
eat his
stuff.
food. The poor guy.
Do you know what?
Um,
Actually, quickly, last
sorry.
one as well.
Let me just quickly get through this.
Yeah. I see.
Mr. Dare I say just says, imagine if Klopp turned Moreno into a right winger. Nah, I Moreno.
He would have
ain't
been
that.
effective more than a lot of other
No.
people.
No, didn't have a footballing IQ, man.
Moreno.
Wazza10 says Salah usually disappears in Champions League. Hopefully this time he doesn't. Oh, I disagree with that one.
Yeah, he don't disappear, man. No.
I disagree with that one.
Who?
Mode usually disappears in the Champions League.
Nah.
I
Oh, yeah,
disagree.
I like this super chat, you know.
Ash, if VVD's a Rolls Royce, can we start calling Matic the Tesla? Electric moves
That's
silently. People don't want to admit he's
That's a-
elite.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I
super
like
chat.
that.
That's
Ash,
a
like
big super chat. Ash.
whenever we use that, Ash has to get recognized that he's the one that brought that to everyone's attention.
I
So
like
Ash,
that, I like
you become a
Tesla,
Kopish
bro.
legend now, Ash, because we're gonna use
That's
that. But
big
you get the
facts.
ultimate credit. You get royalties every time we use it now, Ash.
Trust me.
That's quality. Old school 80 says Iba is quicker than VVD. Watch him on YouTube. Yeah, he's clocked up a quicker
There are,
speed.
apparently Ibu is faster than. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I just want to see us play some halfway line football, and I just want to see someone think that they've got a chance. You know,
But,
like,
but I don't really want him testing them groin on a regular basis.
no.
He's
We're
man,
good.
he's
We're
all
good.
right.
We're good.
I just want to see someone try it, innit? Just knock the
Bruv.
ball and think, oh, I want to hear the commentators go, oh, he's in. And then they just go, oh, wow. Yeah, no.
Do you know what? Just quickly before I duck here, just an honest question. And we got Gomez and we got Ibu in reserve here, which is unbelievable level of quality and depth in defense now. But praying there is no injury.
Don't forget about Nat, please.
Oh yeah, even Nat, for real.
Put some respect on his name.
At what point do we give any of them lot a bit of game time though? Because they can't just hold this bench forever.
Funny you say that.
We've got the preview show.
I was gonna say AC Milan. AC Milan. Bro, I'm telling you, man.
We'll get into that. Johnny says Mo has 173 goals and assists in 207 games. Oh, it's not even a proper number 9 for F's sake.
I'm not gonna lie, that's fake.
These are just for Liverpool. Show everybody else stats in that time period. This is the hardest league in the world.
Definitely.
Boy,
that is fake.
That's crazy. Daily says,
Sorry,
I'm gonna quickly get through.
Get through them.
Daily says, real talk. We haven't spoken about Mane's form yet. It's not on the agenda for today. Not even. I'm just being honest. It's actually
that's not on the list. We could talk about Mane and another day. But
that can come up in the preview show, depending on who.
Yeah. Because we'll talk about starting 11s and whether we think he should be playing and whatever. Yeah, that's definitely not just shoehorn it in because of the game. If that makes sense.
Tahir says, if Salah's not getting the recognition because he's not Brazilian or European, potentially.
That's
Old school tunes 80 says Salah is Muslim. One of the main reasons. Again, that's a topic for a different show. We don't want to get into that here, but let's just say it's a topic for a different show.
100.
Strictly Football says Sturridge 13-14 can stand toe-to-toe with most Premier League strikers. Fully agree with that as well.
It can.
Fully agree with that.
24 goals, I think he got that, yeah.
Yes, he did. 21 in the Prem, 24 overall.
Dad Free says one day you should compare players to alcoholic drinks or drinks in general. I'd be very curious to know what you all say. With Gerard's apple juice for a start.
Bro. Gerard's rare nephew, bro. Too strong for everyone, bro.
Gerard's apple juice.
That'll be a fun video, actually.
That'll be a fun one still. 100%. All right, just a quick
I've got
one.
to do mine on soft drinks though, because I wouldn't even know how to start.
What's the soft drink that you hate the most? Just quickly. What's the soft drink you hate the most? Yeah, just you. Yeah. What's your
Coca-Cola?
Oh, you don't like Coke the most?
Wow. You hate it? Wow.
Yeah, I don't really drink. I don't drink fizzy drinks, but Coca-Cola's the lowest.
What's a fruit juice that you just really don't like a fruit juice? Like what's one? Could be anything. Kiwi. I don't know. Like what?
I don't know. Something that's got a bitter aftertaste. Maybe something like grapefruit.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, my aunt used to make me eat grapefruit for breakfast, and I hate it.
You know who grapefruit is? I won't even say the name, but you know who that is, innit?
Yeah.
Just left us bare bitterness after one game. And I'm not gonna say the name because people watch this show. It's quite clear.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, prune juice. Oh, prune juice.
Prune juice.
Yeah, I wouldn't even touch that, bro.
All that does is make you run to the toilet, man.
Yeah, that just looks like muddy water. Forget that, man.
But boys, before you move on to the next section, I'm gonna duck.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Cool.
But yeah, people, make sure you smash that like button. You know what I mean? Subscribe if you're new and all that. You know what I mean? Stay tuned. The boys will finish it up with the last couple of topics. And then obviously we'll catch you guys tomorrow we got the preview tomorrow, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah. Preview for the AC Milan game. Yeah. First Champions League game, people. What we saying?
All right, boys. In a bit, people in the comments. Boom. I'm out, man. Big up.
Nice one, brother.
Take care, bro.
LFT Sports TV says Matic is a gladiator.
He is, but come on, we know.
But he's just quality, innit?
Joel.
Been one of my favorite Liverpool players for a while, to be honest. So really happy. All right, next topic, Matt. Harvey Elliott updates.
Yeah.
So obviously, we all know what happened yesterday. Without dwelling on it, I gotta say, like, you know, sometimes when people go through adversity, it makes you love them more. First and foremost, we see him clapping the fans as he's coming off after getting a horrific injury.
Yep.
Then he's still tweeting about the game and saying good luck to the boys for the rest of the game. Then he wishes the boys congratulations after winning the game. Then, as it happens, there was a little child. I wouldn't say little child. There was a child in hospital at the same time as him who broke his arm. Elliott gave him his shoe and his top. And then today he's come out and he said that he held no malice for the player. I think it was Stroik who injured him. He said it was completely an accident, just a freak injury.
That's it. 100. Yeah, that's what
We're speaking about an 18-year-old here. So forget about just football now. Forget about his football talent. When it comes to maturity, as an 18-year-old, goodness me.
I know. Listen, when it comes to
don't get me wrong, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I disagree. I do think it was a red. I do actually think it was a red card.
No, it was still a red.
Like, you deserve to get sent off. But for him to even come out with this level of maturity, like this boy is just. We've got not only do we have a great footballer on our hands, it seems like we've got a great guy who actually loves the club to bits as well. Like we've got a hybrid of a person as an 18-year-old footballer.
You hit nail on the head. When it comes to Harvey Elliott, I don't think none of us we all knew as a talent. We knew that he at some point was going to kind of burst onto the scene and show the footballing world what it's capable of. But I don't think we realized just how even mature he is as well, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch. Like he's said the right things, he's done the right things. And I think it's just testament to him. And also we have to give testament. I'll say this as well, because we don't give them enough praise. I'll give testament to FSG, testament to Klopp and the coaching staff, because when I say those three, it's about Liverpool as a whole. So Liverpool Football Club, which includes FSG, which includes Klopp, which includes the coaching staff, they have come together and realized that this young brother right here is a real one and he's something special. And when Klopp was talking about, like before, like how, you know, Harvey Elliott is about to take the next step, and some of us might have been like, oh, I don't know, like he's good, but can he really do that? Well, here's the thing. He's already shown that he can. And the biggest way for me was when I realized is when he started. I think did he start the first game in it?
No.
Well, sorry, second game. Was it second game he started?
Hold on.
No, he came
on. It came on in the first game.
You sure?
It was Naby started the first game.
Okay, yeah. So when he started the second game, I said to myself, "Do you want to know something? He don't look out of place. Like he looks like he belongs. Like he doesn't look like he's a player where it's like, oh, he's got to adapt or." Oh, I don't know, you know, bro. Why is he not starting 11? Like he is here. It's so sad what's happened. But do you want to know something? Obviously, it looks like it's a dislocated ankle from what's been confirmed. Shout out No Beats as well, because No Beats sent me something.
Shout
as
out
well.
No Beats, always.
He sent me something. And I didn't get a chance to look at it. No, I'm gonna have a look at it tonight, and I'm gonna bring it back up probably for the AC Milan thing. We'll give a further update. But going on to his injury, from what I understand, it's not as bad as first feared, but it remains to be seen because it's hard to say. It's hard to say, like, because there's been no official confirmation as to what has exactly happened. All we know so far is it's a dislocated ankle. They put it back, and there's going to be obviously an operation, which I believe was today. Was it today? I believe it was.
No, Tuesday, tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow? Okay. So,
oh, sorry. Shout out to Jamie. Jamie said that Elliott's actually started all 4 games.
Yeah, I thought he started the first game.
I think, it was him and Naby that started the first game.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like, I didn't even start
Milner. It's him, Naby, and Milner.
Yeah. And we were like, Harvey started the season.
Yeah.
What's Klopp doing? Like, is this a signal to FSG? No, this was literally Klopp saying, this guy's arrived. I've seen him in training. He deserves to play. And I just hope and pray that he makes a full recovery. And he just goes back to doing what he's doing. And that, for me, was making a statement in the Premier League that he belongs with the likes of Fodens, your Sakas, your Netos, all the young players that have a sort of like reputation right now. Harvey Elliott will be in that conversation. Yeah, trust me. And he was on verge to do it this season, if he isn't already.
Sorry, he didn't start. No, he didn't start against Norwich. I was right. Jamie, you're trying to catch me out, bro. It's Ox that started. against Norwich. Oxen,
Oh
Milner,
yeah,
and
but what it
Taylor.
is, he came on in that
Yeah,
game,
he came on.
but he's played in all 4 games though.
Yeah,
If I believe, yeah.
Mr. Dare I say it says, who's the most likely academy player to break into the team this or next season? For me, it's Clarkson or Gordon. Yeah, all right. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
I don't
K
think it'll be
Gordon.
Clarkson. If I'm not mistaken, isn't Clarkson's on loan at Blackburn? So I don't think it'll be Clarkson. Definitely not this season. Clarkson, I don't think next season either, because we're stacked in midfield in terms of numbers.
Might be Gordon, you know. K Gordon.
For him, just
and
being between,
Mozilowski as well.
So I think it's between Gordon and Musliowski.
Yeah.
I think we were gonna see a lot of Musliowski in preseason had he not picked up an injury, I think.
Yeah.
But Gordon looked really good. I got a shout out to Kieran Thorne, because he's been talking about Gordon for God knows how long. And he looks like a hell of a player. I just don't want him rushed. Let him develop in his own pace. Like if we can get some
100%.
easy cup games, when I say easy, again, not to be disrespectful, but sort of your lower teams like your Burtons and teams like that, then I'd like to see players like Gordon play and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with dare I say with Mozilowski, there's a part of me that wants him to go on loan to Dortmund, because I feel like with Dortmund,
I don't, because
I swear down.
because Dortmund really want him. And the last thing I want is him going there.
Just a loan.
Because if you go there on loan, his head could get turned.
Yeah, that's true. But I kind of want him to ball out and get to that level, to the point where, because here's the thing. I feel like the reason why Harvey Elliott was ready for the season, because he went out on loan. He wasn't just playing in our under 18s and academy. Do you know what I mean? They need to play big man grown up football to see if you're able to make that next step. Because Musliowski looks like he's ahead of, the team that he's in now. I feel like he needs to play with big men to really see whether we know he's got it. Because it looks like right now he's got it. And K Gordon as well, he's another one. I just want to see if they've got it. Harvey Elliott showed he had it at Blackburn last season.
Yeah, agree. Streets Approved Thames says, guys, did Klopp ruin Curtis? I think he did. Me personally, I think it's too early to say that.
Yeah, is he just coming back from injury, Curtis?
Yeah, well, he had a mild concussion, if I'm not mistaken, before the Norwich game, and then he hasn't gone back into the team since. But I think now that Elliott's out, I think we may actually see quite a bit of Curtis now.
Yeah, I think it'll be needed still.
I think, yeah.
Dan Elder said, Matt, shut up. Musliowski's ours. No, I'm not saying give him away. I'm saying let him get some loan, bruv. Not
it seems like Blackburn's a place to go though for these players.
Yeah, for real. Just a loan.
And you know what? I'll be honest, I like the thought of players going to the Championship as well.
Bruv, same. If they could,
it's a tough league.
Championship, obviously Prem will be amazing.
And Mowbray looks like he knows what he's doing with youngsters as well.
Yeah,
like he knows how to play them when they need to play, knows when to rest them when they need to rest.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Dare I say just says, last week when I said we would get a major injury, I was joking, but no more joking from any Liverpool about injuries from now on. I'm sorry. To be honest, it's not your fault, bro. I say loads of wild stuff in there.
Same. I say some wild stuff as well. We all do sometimes. You know what I mean?
For real. Roel says, I agree with you 100%, Matt. The Liverpool environment builds the right character, and also there are true leaders around the young players. Facts. We've got a perfect blend in that aspect. Like you look at the likes of Henderson, Milner. Even Mo was telling him not to eat as much bread as he was eating in preseason.
Yeah, bro. Mo was telling him about diet. Yeah,
it makes a difference. It makes a difference, man. All right. On to Klopp now. So obviously he was very emotional after the Harvey Elliott situation, as you'd expect. He's a man, one, that wears his heart on his sleeve, but two, you can see he's got a very close affiliation with his players.
He was distraught by it, you could tell.
But he's had 2 interviews. So the first one we're going to speak about is a Sky one, where he neither defends nor criticizes the owners, but he says he knows what he's signed up for, and we do things a different way. Now, what I don't want this to become is an FSG bash or an FSG. This is like, we're not speaking about FSG until the next transfer window minimum.
Yeah.
So what I will say is, though, do we have to widen our horizons and our way of thinking, as Jamrock has suggested many times, credit to Jamrock, and start, if we're going to get angry with FSG, do we have to start directing some of the frustration at Klopp as well? And again, I want to be very clear with this. it's not just a case of just buying players for the sake of it, but I think everyone, whether you're FSG in, FSG out, all wanted players this summer. We got Ibu, which was a great signing. But do we have to start looking at Klopp as well? And if that is the case, we kind of will never know what FSG or how good FSG potentially are or are not until, dare I say it, Klopp leaves.
This is how I look at it. I didn't even need to see that interview to know that our model, whether you, in my opinion, whether you agree with it or not, it restricts to how you operate, because it means that anything you bring in is what you can use. But if you don't bring in anything, you're kind of stuck. The way how I saw Klopp was talking was like he understood the model when he first took the job at Liverpool. He understands what he has to work with. But it's hard to really say from that interview how he really feels, because I feel like sometimes like when he's talking, right, he's talking the truth. Then sometimes I feel like he's masking it. Because if you look at it, they said to him, how did you feel about the transfer window? Do you know the first thing he did? He went like this.
Yeah. That
Bro,
the evil Klopp laugh, innit?
Yeah. And I don't know whether that's just him being him, because you can look at it two ways. Him just laughing, feeling like, you're asking me this again. This is silly. Like, I've told you. I want this squad. I'm happy with it. Or this is him being like, they're really trying to dig for the answers, but I ain't going to give it to them. I love Jurgen Klopp. And I find it hard to believe. This is my take from the interview. I think he understands how things works, but I feel like there's also a sense, this is just how I see it, by the way, a sense of frustration to the point where there's got to be a little bit of leeway. And I looked at it and felt he looked a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When things were asked him and put to him. Like, you don't get me wrong, a manager's always supposed to pick up his squad, the players, how they work. Remember, if he came on the interview and said, I'm not happy, what's that going to do? If he came on and said, we should have got more players, what's that going to do? He can't change anything until January. The players he has right now, he has to stick with them no matter what happens. It doesn't matter how highly he rates them, he has to stick with them. I just took that interview as, I'm so glad we have him. He's the right man to lead Liverpool. And whether your FSG in or out don't really matter, but he's just doing the best that he can with what he has at his disposal. And I feel like there's no better man to lead the charge. That's just me being real. And I don't want to read too much into it because, again, I'm not Jurgen Klopp. I'm not FSG. We can all sit here and give our opinions, but it's hard to really give a definitive answer, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Two good points here. So Jamrock says they want players who can replace starters. I heard. Fair enough. But also, again, Star Dazin says we already have evidence of FSG potential as owners before Klopp. Again, don't want to turn this into a FSG in-out show or FSG shape all about. But I just thought it's key to bring up what Klopp was saying in that interview. Also, he had an interview, I believe it might have been today or might have been yesterday. So I'm just going to read out the transcript from that interview because I don't think we can play it without any permission. But before I do that, guys, we've got over 700 of you in the chat right now.
For real.
Watching. Only 284 likes. Please, people, can we get up to 500 likes? Just quickly smash that like button and you're back in. 500 likes. And then we go from there. Also, guys, we've got 993 votes so far on the poll that we've done. Let's get up to 1,000 votes as well. And then we'll reveal the winner at the end of that poll. That poll is, who is Liverpool's best Premier League era forward? Robbie Fowler, Mike Owen, Luis Suarez, or Mohamed Salah? Cool. Yeah, that's cool, Matt.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing that I want to read is a transcript. So I'll just bring that. Well, I won't bring it up. I'll just read it out. So Jurgen Klopp on the AFCON in January. People now say we have to sign two strikers of the same quality as Sadio and Mo. Yeah, that cannot be the solution because we cannot do that. So we need to find a solution for that in January. Klopp also goes on to say, we knew it. We have to deal with it. We will deal with it. How? We will see in January. How do you take that, Matt?
I take that as he knows he can't buy players of the same caliber in terms of even value. He has to look for within unless something extraordinary happens. I take that as he wants to buy in January, Whether the funds will be available or not, he's not sure. That's how I take that. I take that as I'm not sure. He's like, I kind of know I need to replace Mane, even at some point, regardless of AFCON, but I don't have the. I don't even want to say it because people are going to laugh, but I don't have the capacity to do it right now. So, yeah, I don't have the capacity. So, I've got to look from within. That's how I take it, bro. Like, that's exactly how I see it. How do you see it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's him saying maybe there was a player that they wanted in the summer, but they may feel they might be able to get that player in January. I know a lot of people are speaking about Adeyemi from Salzburg.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just him saying
Karim,
he's going to figure it out when it gets to January as well. Again, this is where it throws in question because it's like Klopp did say he's happy with the squad. If he's not happy with the squad, why would we go out to get someone in January? But at the same time, we now have what seems to be a potential long-term injury to Harvey Elliott. So again, it's difficult to say because again, it depends on Bobby. Does Bobby come back from his injury okay as well? Like,
yeah,
there's so many variables. Divock Origi still, I mean, didn't even get on the bench yesterday.
He's definitely back in the rotation now. Divock Origi, 100%.
There's a thing. Minamino, does he show that he can step in? So there's so many variables between now and January. It's very easy to sit here and say, yeah, we need to sign in January. And look, if someone came to me and was like, you can go and get a set Max, or you can go and get a Neto, you can go and get a Rafinha in January. You're not even going to get an argument. Yeah, you're not going to get an argument from me. But again, there's so many variables. Like, God forbid, like none of us really were like, yeah, we definitely need a centre back in January. Might be able to hold on to the season when we knew that Fab was going to be the fourth choice. But when it got to January, we saw the dire strait we were in. So many things can change between now and then. So it's difficult to sort of comprehend. 975 Jamrock says, I take that as reacting to what happens in January. Maybe. I don't know. It's really difficult to read Klopp at the moment.
It is. Like, just quickly, really Cal, what did you, because I didn't even ask you, like, what did you think of the Sky Sport interview? Like, just on face value, like, how did you see that in your own opinion? And again, it said FGI. How did you feel Klopp felt when he was asked those questions, in your opinion?
So my honest opinion, I feel he's doing what Wenger did at Arsenal, but I've got no proof of it. In the same way, Arsenal fans didn't have proof until Wenger left.
So you kind of feel like
I think. So sorry to cut you. I think Klopp knew what he signed up to, but I think, or again, this is me completely guessing here. I have no information, but I think Klopp would have probably assumed that as we became more successful, we'd have more money to spend potentially to continue competing with other clubs, but that doesn't seem to happen. So, from the outside looking in, my assumption is he's gone, okay, I'm not going to get this money, but I'm not going to walk away, and I don't want any dirt hanging or lingering around the club, so I'm just going to take forward what I can take forward and do what I can. Yeah, and I trust a lot of the players here.
That's how I see it. I think
and sorry to cut you. If he's talking about if he's talking about trying to replace Salah and Mane, one, I don't know how we do that in terms of funding, and two, to get that player is going to be very, very difficult, and three, I don't want us to sell a player before doing that.
But funny you say that.
This is all assumptions because Klopp's got his cards placed close to his chest. But at the same time, I'm glad he does that because I don't want our dirty laundry aired out for the whole world to see.
Fully agree. And I'll add to this one more thing before we move on to anything else.
Yeah.
A big part of that interview, or one key thing I took from that, is he actually mentioned the Coutinho sale. So I find it like when managers mention like names in general, in my opinion, they're trying to send a message. I can't remember quote for quote, but he was like, when we saw Phil Coutinho, we had the money, we wanted the best defender, we did that. We wanted the best goalkeeper, we did that. And he was kind of just explaining like the money was available because we had a player that was able to sell and make these purchases. But now, when he further on in that whole transcript, he was like, but we work in certain conditions. And I kind of feel like when a manager name drops anybody, that's a big deal. because normally managers don't really name drop in interviews. You know, they don't really like they'll kind of just say things like, I don't know, the way how we do business is very well. Obviously, we have players that we can sell, but he actually name dropped, and I thought that was quite telling. I don't know how you feel about that.
No,
He actually said Coutinho. He said when we sold Coutinho and we bought Salah, and some people might think that's a small, but for me, that's kind of a big thing because whenever a manager name drops in any type of interview, they're trying to, for me, get a point across. I don't know how the chat feel about that, but that's how I saw it.
Yeah, no, I agree. But we can speak about this to a blue in the face.
True.
But we may never know the answer. We may only see actions, etc. as things go on. Trouble Laker, you've been doing some very funny messages in the chat today. I never run out of the stuff. Like, I never
in it for real.
I never run out of the stuff. I've just got I'm trying to do the whole healthier thing at the moment. So shout out to Sam, who's coaching me with this whole fitness thing I'm trying to do at the moment and trying to lose a little bit of weight and tone up and be healthier in general. But yeah, that's the reason why you see me on the water. But believe me, I've always got apple juice nearby as well because it's just necessary. It's just necessary. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss, Matt? And then if not, we could go to the final votes, etc.
No, we can go to the final votes, bro. It's calm.
Cool. Let's do that. Oh, hold on. Mr. Dare I Say It just says, did you hear about Klopp requesting Amin Gouiri? I don't know if I've said that name right or not. I've got a shout out to Avi from LFC Day Trippers Week because he's the one who put me onto Gouiri. I didn't know much about him. I didn't know anything about him. Attacking player, attacking slash midfielder, but good feet, good technique. I didn't hear about him requesting him though. Again, I gotta be real with you. It's very rare that we get inside information, guys. That's just me being real with you.
For real, no.
And you know what? I gotta be real. If we did get inside information, unless the person actually asked us to share it because it was a pressing matter, we probably wouldn't even share it with you either.
Yeah,
like we do hear some stuff behind the scenes, but like we're big on integrity on this channel, and we don't really want to do that sort of stuff. Jamrock says, I take it as Klopp wants players, but only players he truly believes can help the squad. Matt, just make sure your confirmation bias.
Jamrock, is that what you took from what I just said?
Hey, another brother in the chat. We ain't seen this, son, in a while. Big up to James at Redmond TV. Guys, I don't even need to tell you. He's almost on 50k. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, what the hell are you doing?
For James as well.
What? And smash the like for James.
Go subscribe to James as well.
If you ain't subscribed to James and he's always on 50k, what the hell are you doing? Go and do that now, man.
James is our guy, bro. That's our brother. You mad?
That's family right there, man.
You're gonna see better link ups this season. Trust me. And James is one of them guys as well. He will just gate crash our channel. Yeah. Like we allow him to do a stone cold and come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you know them ones there.
When the glass breaks in it, James just rocks it with the energy.
Oh, big James. I know you're watching, my brother. Trust me. But no, just go to back to Jamrock just quickly. You're saying even like a thing, but no, bro. All I saw, just this again, I'm gonna clarify. It's so hard to. Here's the thing, Jamrock, because we kind of got split opinions, and it's hard to say who's right, who's wrong. Only Klopp knows. But I'm just going on face value in terms of this is just what I believe. It might not be right, might not be wrong. It's hard to say, but I don't think no one's right. I think it's just a case of is Jurgen Klopp like. I wouldn't say covering up for FSG because I don't want to get into that again. But is Jurgen Klopp trying to send out a message as discreetly as possible? I don't know. Or it could be just a fact of, as you said, he didn't want no one, and he's cool with a small squad, and he feels like he what he has is good enough for him. Because I get what you're saying, Jamrock, about if he can improve the squad. That's the only reason why he wouldn't dip into the transfer market. But I still find it hard to believe that a manager knows that he sent a player out on loan in Minamino to Southampton, who at that time could have stayed. So that clearly says to me, you didn't trust him because you sent him out on loan. If you felt he was that important, I don't see Salah going out on loan. I didn't see Fabinho I didn't see key players going out on loan. Not only that, Divock Origi again. You don't really trust him. When you do, you play him out of a position where it's his natural position because you don't fully trust him. So that's why I have to ask these questions, Jamak, and I hope you can understand that, my brother.
Shout out to Red Jabby, the Liverpool fans at the Leeds game. This song they made up saying, "We've got no money, but we're still going to win the league." Again, just shows why we've got some of the best fans in the world, man.
Trust me. No, we got
They're
the best fans. I
amazing.
don't care what anyone says. we
Yeah,
got the
we
best
do.
fans.
We do. Maybe we're biased, but yeah, we got the best fans. Yeah, don't
Trust
at
me.
All right, let's get these final votes in. So I'm going to end the poll right now. Poll has been ended, and it was Mo Salah who came out on top with 55% of the votes.
Woo!
Suarez was on, I believe he was on 35%.
Okay.
Owen was on 2%. And no, sorry. Suarez ended on 32%. Salah ended on 54%. Fowler on 8%. Owen on 4%.
Damn, son.
Jamrock says, no, Matt, not a wrong or right thing. Just being open to several possibilities than the one that you truly believe based on your feelings towards others.
Jamrock, do you know something? You see, after you got to that last bit and it said that you truly believe based on your honest feelings. Why? Just why? Because it's
Do you know
like,
what that's like? Do you know what that's like? It's like you having an argument with someone and then you're like, yeah, you know, we're all cool now.
yeah,
You're
and
still a
then you
dickhead,
got to
though.
leave in that little, yeah, you're still a dickhead, though. I don't rate you still.
Jamrock's
I
the
thought
one
we
for
were
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Jamrock was like, no, we blessed though.
Jamrock's sitting there with John
You're
Henry.
wrong.
John Henry just there. You gonna let him say that about me, Jamrock? You gonna let him speak about me like that, huh? Okay. Okay, Callum hella quiet because he don't want his in there to go down, but Matthew's still talking. Drifty's gone. Okay, Drifty's gone tonight. But Cal, okay. Jamrock, press that button, brother. Say what you gotta say now. Don't make me go to South London. I will do it. Don't make me do it.
Bro,
I'll
I'm
come for
telling
you. I'll
you.
drill y'all. Put some respect on my name. Henry. Brr.
Henry, brr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, big up Jamrock though. It's all love though. It's all love. But it's I'm telling you, Jamrock, do you know what it is? It's hard to when, because the thing is, it's how you decipher things, isn't it? And you know, when people say body language and what he's saying, it is so hard to actually know what Klopp is thinking. But that's just my personal take on it. And now, all respect though, I know Jamrock gave me some joke tonight though.
Indeed. But people, we are going to wrap up here. We are going to be back tomorrow. Not sure what time yet, so make sure you keep an eye out on the socials, please. We're going to be back with a preview for the AC Milan game, our first Champions League game of the season. And then on Wednesday, we're going to do a watch long as well as our normal post-match show as well. Indeed. Thursday, we've got our Twitch show. We'll also have a preview coming out for the Crystal Palace game. And then on Friday, we've got our Rival Watch and Kop-Ish Call-In, the show where you guys get to call in.
Then on Saturday,
we may have a watch along, not sure
yet. But because it's a 3 p.m. kickoff, we've got to look at the logistics.
Yes, logistics. Legit. Great word.
The logistics.
And then obviously, if we don't do a watch long, you know, you're still going to have us for the post-match as well.
Indeed.
Guys, going to see a lot of us this week. You can't say we don't give you content, guys. We're grinding every single day, working hard for you guys. So all we ask in return is you smash that like button. I'm going to check the stats now. 378 likes.
Come on, there's over 600 in the chat. That's a 500, man. Come on. Big up Daft Drifty says, calm, man. 2020, 2022.
Yeah, Daft Drifty's come back on a vengeance still. He's like, he asked about an anime pillow earlier as well. Asking
Daft Drifty's back. Big up yourself, Daft Drifty. Hope you're good. I see you come back in a couple of ways still.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm looking forward to the AC Milan game as well. They had a good win at the weekend.
Yeah, indeed.
Looking forward to that.
That's going to be a very good game because AC Milan are not the same AC Milan from like say 2 years ago. They've remember they've got Tomori now,
Kessie,
Ibra's still Ibra. They've got Theo Hernandez. Yeah. They've got flipping
Rafael Leo.
Bro, they got Giroud now as well. They got a couple of players, bro. They're decent. They still got Romagnoli, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
So
gotta do it. But people, please smash that like before you go. Subscribe if you're new to the channel.
Trust me.
And Thank you very much for tuning in. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. We are Kop-Ish and we are out, people. Take care.